Welcome into Drew Daily Diamonds for Saturday, September 6th, 2025. I am Drew Martin breaking down the college football slate. We got some early action for college football bets coming your way. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. It helps grow the show in the YouTube comments below. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. As we got first game up, heading to Happy Valley, Penn State hosting FIU, 54.5 being the total. The Nittany Lions minus 41.5, minus 42, depending where you're shopping, as the home favorite. This is a Penn State team that was up 46-3 last week versus Nevada. They let Nevada slip through the back door to not get the cover. And James Franklin is a head coach where he's the guy I'm looking to bet on, laying the wood here, guys. And for a team that held their last opponent, the Nevada Wolfpack, to only cross the 50-yard line 3 times in the whole game, this is a team that I'm not going to discount too much because their ATS record is 0-1 out the gate. I think they moved to 500 against the spread, and FIU is just their next opponent here. They're going to be way overmatched. They got a new head coach, Willie Simmons. He comes in from FAMU there in Tallahassee in the state of Florida. Yeah, they won their first game, but they're taking a huge step up in class here. This is an FIU squad that hasn't been good in quite some time, probably since the Mario Cristobal days. They're just 1-5 against the spread as a dog of more than 35 points. And the reason I bring that up is because, this spread up over 40, that tends to matter. And it matters even more so for the team that's favored. And sure enough, James Franklin, Penn State, 8-2 against the spread, their last 10 as a favorite by 35 or more points. That also includes going 4-0 against the spread against Conference USA opponents. I think Penn State wins, possibly by more than 50 points. Laying the wood to start us off, 12 noon Eastern in Happy Valley, Penn State minus 41.5 over FIU. We got next one up, UAB and Navy. Another heavily favored matchup here with the Navy midshipmen minus 21-point home favorites hosting the Blazers here. 3:30 Eastern time. Trent Dilfer, the head coach for UAB, he's having to take the troops up, the pun intended here, from Birmingham, Alabama, up there and facing the Naval Academy. This is a tough trip for UAB. They were actually trailing in their week 1 matchup against an FCS opponent, Alabama State, in-state there, 28-17 into the third quarter. They did come back and win, but this is a run defense that just let up over 500 yards to an FCS opponent, a defense overall. So when you're letting up an FCS opponent over 500 yards, now you have to stop the Navy rushing attack. I don't think that bodes well for the Blazers here. This was a run defense that ranked number 126 in the country last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons, 126 or worse. This is a terrible matchup for UAB, to put it simply. And this is a Navy team, won each of the last 2 times against UAB, 72-24 combined. So they've blown them out each of the last 2 years. They just won 52-7 in their week 1 matchup. They had 10 wins last year. They're returning a bunch. Navy's a team I'm looking to bet on. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 5 touchdowns. It's Navy minus 21 as the home favorite, 3:30 Eastern time. Got next one up, 3:30 Eastern as well. Fresno State and Oregon State. So an early kick here on the West Coast. It is Oregon State minus 2, minus 2.5, depending where we're shopping. 45 being the total. This is a Beaver squad that came in off of a loss at home in week 1. And remember, Oregon State not in the Pac-12 anymore. I think it's hurting their recruiting here. Their coach left. They lost to a Cal team by 18 points, and Cal was starting a true freshman quarterback. So terrible start here for Oregon State. Now, we don't have a lot to go off of, but that is a short sample size, and it doesn't look good. Fresno State has already played 2 games, week 0 and week 1. They did not look good in week 0. Against Kansas, who, by the way, I think Kansas is a lot better than a lot of people think. So I don't want to put them down too much. They came back against Georgia Southern and went on a 32-0 run to end the game. So they smashed Georgia Southern there. Their quarterback, E.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's son. We'll see. It still remains to be seen how his career ends up. But I actually think Fresno State's a little bit underrated in this matchup, guys, because of that nationally televised singled out game against Kansas in week 0 that they lost. So I think there's some running room here to bet on Fresno State catching some points. There is 2.5 still out there. We're going to go Fresno State over Oregon State in game number 3. Still have one game left. A reminder, if you could comment below, it helps out the algorithm growing the show. Anything more than welcome. Any questions, fire away. We'll be back tomorrow for Sunday NFL, Drew's Daily Diamond, right here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Your picks in any sport, all is welcome. Any analysis as well, guys. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out. WagerTalk.com, experts page, Drew Martin. Do have the Saturday college football, got the Sunday NFL. We got a 5% max limit going in NFL as well this weekend. So you can check that out. 7-day pass discounted. Great day to jump on 30-day all access, year all access as well. We got it discounted now for the start of football season. So Drew Martin, experts page, wagertalk.com. All right, last game here. Bowling Green and Cincinnati going a little bit off of the radar here, guys. The Bearcats minus 23 at most shops, 46.5 being the total. This is a Bowling Green team from the MAC conference. They actually got their head coach, Eddie George. They got him late in the process, though. So I think it's a great hire overall, but with their former coach, Scott Loeffler, leaving right before spring practice, it didn't give him much of an option. I think they made a great choice. But Loeffler, leaving to be the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback coach, I think that speaks to this being a, kind of tough job. And sure enough, Bowling Green, 9 straight losses in road openers. This is their road opener at Cincinnati, another team kind of that same profile. They lost in a big matchup against Nebraska. I thought they looked pretty good. And their quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, he's a guy I'm looking to bet on. I had that in my notes coming into this season. I think he's underrated. Scott Scatterfield, given the chance to kind of run up the score, I think he will be. As a more talented team, he's a coach on the hot seat, so he needs to cover as many tickets as possible. I think Cincinnati blows out Bowling Green. We're going Cincinnati Bearcats. There is offshore numbers, minus 22.5. It's Cincinnati over Bowling Green. In recap, we got Fresno State plus the points against Oregon State. Navy laying the wood, minus 3 touchdowns against UAB. And another one starting us off, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Win big over the FIU Panthers. That does it for Saturday. We'll be back on Sunday. Come back and join us. Until then, smash that like button, comment below, cash those tickets. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.